Coochie, right over!
Come on, Coochie!
Oh, good job, Coochie. Come on. Oh, yeah. Go, go, go! Everybody! Oh, good catch! You didn't make it. Hang on. Red Rover sent Andrew right over! What's that? Red Rover, send Daniel right over! Come on, Dad! Someone call Paul over! Come on! Right there, Heather! Go, go, go!
Feels good to be here, though.
Right. Oh, moving over right. Slow down, slow down.
We didn't make it. Woo. We didn't make it. Let's have some water. We have. We are here.
Did you walk again today?
Yes. It was fun.
It was fun today.
Yes, we sing songs every day.
So you don't need to jump in the water zone.
I probably do. We were thinking about it. Hey, Heber already dunked his head in. Did you see that?
Show off.
They went on me. Eyeball. My eye. Here's my eye.
Come
Not
on.
again. Here, kiss that right
We've had
there.
another good day, and Baird's another day longer, and the road's another day shorter, and
And he's
the bulls are over yonder.
and he's even deeper into the BS.
Yep. It's light.
So it says tally.
Uh-huh.
Good, Jack. Hey, look at that.
I got the one with the screw adjustments.
Come on, Mike.
What?
Go dunk your head in that horse trough.
Maybe tomorrow.
Come on, you keep filming everybody
When I walk.
else. When you film everybody else and they're putting their head in, come on.
When's that day? Have you walked yet?
No, I haven't walked yet. I've ridden a lot.
Whoever got it, I appreciate it.
Huh? You okay? Taking a siesta, huh?
Hey, how was your buggy ride?
Did we just get right in front of
The
them?
one that's sitting down, that's leaning downward, was the one she rode in.
We just
The one
get in
everybody that's up on
Oh, that's great.
it. That's the one she rode in.
Kelsey, can I
Really?
get over here?
Whichever one you.
You know where the lighting gets set at 10? You know where the lighting gets set at 10? Just down here? Yes.
Oh, that's a heavy one. Might take two of us.
Brothers there.
Yeah. They'll let you know what I can do, huh? Then when I'm too far. It's computers. It's computers, be careful.
So how was your day
Yes,
today?
we have my youth.
It was fun.
Look about
Yeah.
right.
It was hard. Yeah, it was hard. Worth it.
Why was it hard?
Because
So, yeah.
we kept walking and walking and walking. It was really hard when we had to pull the hand carts.
Yeah. The walking's not too bad. It's pulling the handcart that's hard.
Yeah, he's been sitting around.
What brought you out here to do this?
Sounded interesting. Wanted to know what the pioneers felt like. It'll be a humbling experience for us.
Yeah.
Do you think you know what they felt like after a day?
Well, partial.
You get an idea.
Just an inkling, I'm sure.
The only
what
problem.
they had to go through.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I get two. No. Oh, this is.
They started from Omaha, and then they came all the way to Leeuwen. They were Kearney. This was they had to go all the way.
Starts in Iowa and it. Awesome song. No, actually, it starts at like the border of Illinois and Iowa.
It starts at.
We are sorry that we weren't able to go to the fairgrounds and actually get to see the whole group and their covered wagons, and we'll tell you more details about that later. But please welcome Tom and the rest of his guests.
Thank you. We're really excited to be here with you and share with you some of the things that have happened. I'm Tom Van Leeuwen, and I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. And this is my wonderful wife, this is Sandy Van Leeuwen, and of course she's from Salt Lake City, Utah also. And then we have Jeremiah and Jenny with us, and I think what we will do is let Jeremiah and Jenny tell you.
Hello, I'm Jeremiah Herderick. I'm 12 years old, and I'm going on this whole entire trek. I'm walking, and I live in Kearney, California, in the southern part of California, and I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. When I first started, it was sort of hard for me, but then it started to become easier and easier. And one night, it was really cold, it was really dark, and it was really windy, and we heard a tornado warning 90 miles away where we were camping in Genoa, where you guys might know it's in Nebraska. And just me and my mother, we were sleeping in our tent, and it was a really neat experience because the next morning it all cleared up, and so it was pretty neat. And I'm going with my entire family, but my dad's staying behind to help work. We're all walking, and our mother is really helping and supporting us. I think that's about it.
My name is Jenny Wells, and I'm from Colorado. And I just know this is the weirdest trip I've ever been on. And probably I'll never do this again, and I'll always remember it. Never had really any experience on it. I'm 13. Been involved the whole way. Started to finish.
Well, as you know, my name is Sandy Van Leeuwen. This trip means quite a bit to me because, when Brigham Young left and he went to Salt Lake, he had 143 people with him. And one of those 143 was my great-great-grandfather, who was John Gregory Coleman. And I've known this all my life. My mother taught me about the pioneers, but until I got out here and really started to see what was taking place and being able to see the modern day pioneers and the struggles that we've been going through trying to get these first 200 miles, I have a deeper appreciation for those people that struggled to get to Salt Lake, and then the thousands of people that went after them, and the many lives that were lost in behalf of the things that they believed in and wanting to have freedom and having been taken out of their homes, driven right out in the middle of winter, and wondering how it would feel to have someone come in and burn your home and say you need to leave or we're going to exterminate you, and that's basically what happened. So this has brought to me a very sacred, tender feeling to know that because of my ancestors, I'm able to enjoy those same freedoms that they fought so hard to have. So we appreciate being here. We hope that you have learned a little bit more about these pioneers, about the history that we're remaking on this 1,100-mile trip.
These young folks have walked about 200 miles already, and we've only got 800 miles more to go before we get there. When my wife and I left, we have a fifth wheel camper that we're in because we work with the media and we have laptop computers and phones and everything so that the people can come from the media to get their stories out. Now, we've already had the Philippines out with us, we've had the British Isles out with us, we've had Germany with us, we've had Czechoslovakia, Russia is coming out, so it just isn't the local news. This news is going out through the entire world. It's really caught on with everybody. When my wife and I left Salt Lake City, it took us 2 days to drive out here. It'll take us 3 months to get home. The average between 15 and 20 miles a day, and as some of them have said, the first 3 or 4 days was pretty tough on the walkers and the tenters because we had rain and they were setting their tents up in rain. They went to bed in rain, and some of these folks had never been tenters before, and so they got up in the morning and their sleeping bags were soaking wet, and they had to wrap up all their stuff while it was still wet, and then put it in the handcarts and take off one more time to travel another 15 to 20 miles. And the little communities that we've gone through have been just awesome, just like yours here in Kearney. You've been just so loving, and just we've enjoyed being with you. I know that many of you probably don't know too much about the Mormon pioneers. You probably want to ask some questions, but before you do that, I'd like to ask you a question. Could I see by the raise of hands how many of you have moved from one house to another house in your lifetime? Wow, all of you have done this. That is great, just about all of you. How many of you have moved from one state to another state? That's neat. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to the other side here with my wife, and I want you to think about when you moved, all your toys and your furniture and your TV and all this that you moved. You either moved them in a U-Haul van, or your folks hired somebody to move all this. So we want to show you something, and then we want to ask you a few questions, okay? So just give us a minute to get over this other side, and some of you might have to stand up and circle us to see what we're going to do, okay? Can all of you see this right here? It's just, all I have on the floor here is a little rope. Now, that's your moving van. That's what the pioneers had. Remember the pioneers back when they had to move, they only had some of them a day and some less than that and some a little more time. But when they moved, that's the space that they had, which was about 8 to 10 inches high. And that was a handcart. And what they did, they had big wheels, and then they had a bar across the front, and 2 of them would get in and pull the handcart, and a couple would get in the back and push it. Now what I'd like to know from you kids, of all the stuff that you moved, what are you going to leave home, and what are you going to take with you? Now you've got to go 1,000 miles, and you don't have a big van to go in. And you got to take your clothes, and you got to take your food, and it can only weigh a total of 500 pounds. So now you've got to make a choice. What am I going to take, and what am I leaving home? Does anybody want to raise their hand and give us an answer of some of the things that you'd like to take, but you know you couldn't? How about a family of 4, your mom and your dad and 2 children? What are you going to take with you? Yes.
Blankets and soap.
Say it loud.
Blankets and soap.
Blankets and soap. Yes, you certainly want to have some blankets with you. Anyone else want to comment? You got blankets and soap. Yes.
Clothes.
Clothes, okay. Now how many clothes can we take? We got 4 of us. We got to walk 1,000 miles. And how many pairs of pants? How many shirts? How many dresses? Yes, we're getting some hands now. Yes.
At least like 2 changes for everybody.
2 changes for everybody.
So
That makes sense. Yes, one behind there.
I'd take some food.
Take some. That's a pretty good idea. Take a little food with you.
Fine job.